Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This market recap is for Friday, October 6th. I'm doing this on Saturday the 7th, 2023. It's been a little while since I posted, but last video I told everybody that I was short using triple levered ETFs. And SQQ, SOXL, FAZ, LABD. Today, I actually covered those shorts and took a small position long in TQQ, which is a triple levered bull ETF for the NASDAQ 100. Just looking for a quick bounce here. And on a very small position. Sometimes I just can't help myself, and I think we're going to get a bounce here. But basically, I went short here on this day and added to my position here and caught a nice run going down. And then, sold some here when it looked like we might bounce. And then thought we might go down again on this day. And then sold out of it this day when you can see we're clearly holding this support line here, and then we get a big range expansion to the upside. The Stoch is, coming out of oversold. The RSI is now crossing 50 on the daily. So I covered my shorts, definitely had a nice profit, and just looking for a small bounce here, and then we'll see what happens. We will go over my market breadth indicators and situational awareness. Been putting this on a spreadsheet and color coding it just to kind of show you guys visually what's going on, and it's not looking pretty at all. It's been a bloodbath. This is, a spreadsheet representation of these two screens, which are my situational awareness indicators. Top are bullish, bottom are bearish. And, just looking to see which numbers are greater, the bullish side or the bearish side. But I think putting on the spreadsheet really gives you a better idea. Green means bullish, red means bearish. So you can see all the red. We're very much, in a bear market with, shoots of green bounces. And we got one of those on Friday. So not looking to go aggressively long until a lot of this turns green. But I do think we're going to bounce. So let's cover the summation. Let's look at the stock market index. T2108, stock's above the 40-day moving average, is now at 20. That's bearish, but oversold. The 5-week moving average is below the 10 with price below the 5. That's bearish. RSI is below 50. That's bearish. Stoch is coming down to oversold. That's bearish. VIX has not spiked above 20. Still not a lot of fear. There's definitely selling, but there's not, crash fear in the market. Let's check the NASDAQ. Same thing, but getting a nice kind of candle here at the end of the week, kind of holding this support right through here, the top of this range. See it a little better just with the white line. So RSI holding 50 on the NASDAQ. That's bullish. So I don't know if we're going to bounce around, wait for the Stoch to kind of set up, and then we get a push into year end. But I think we're going to bounce around. I think we're going to get a little bit of a rally here, and then maybe fall back down or go sideways, and then get a year end rally. Let's check it on the daily. 10 is below the 20-day moving average. 20 is below the 50 with a nice bounce today. RSI 21 has been below 50. That's bearish. heading up. Stotch is coming out from oversold. I don't know how far we're going to bounce, but I think we're definitely going to bounce, which is why I took a very small long position in TQQQ. So once the market breadth indicators turn bullish and we start to get a setup, I'll look to go long with more size. Right now, to me, this is just kind of looking like a bounce that I'm willing to play. Willing to play. All right, let's look at some stocks and some ETFs on the power stock scan here. Again, I'm not taking any longs right now. I did a small one on TQQ, but I'm not looking to establish positions here. But we'll just look around and see what's going on. VRT looks good. That looks like a nice setup. UEC I would not take. Abercrombie's, moving higher for a little while now. XPO is pretty sloppy, but it looks like it wants to break out. Would not buy LLY. There's a few good setups on here, but I'm just kind of playing the levered indices rather than trying to pick individual stocks. I just think it's a counter trend. But let's look at QLS. Not quite in the power zone. Big uptrend. It's either going to form a double top and go down, or it's going to break out. Again, if it's not a bull market, stay away from those. Meta looks great. Great setup. I would buy, I saw Meta and here, let's go to the big seven. Apple, to me, looks like in a downtrend, but looking to bounce. Amazon looks ugly. Stay away from there. Google, pushing all-time high here. Netflix looks like it's going to get a bounce. Microsoft looks like it's going to bounce. Meta's probably the best setup out of them. And NVIDIA. NVIDIA goes over 500. That's going to be very strong for the market. See what happens with that. Tesla's kind of looked like it wanted to break out, but it hasn't yet. And the total stock market index, looks like it's going to bounce right down to the 200 and held. The yellow line is the 200-day moving average, and looks like we're going to bounce. Maybe we'll get to, the 20-day or the 50-day. We'll see. Let's go through some more power stocks. And again, these aren't super great names that I'm seeing on this scan. CLS looks good. Oil broke this week, so the oil stocks, are having a pullback. I mean, this doesn't look like anything special here with CrowdStrike. I mean, Disney, that's not that great. DraftKings, none of this looks like buys to me yet. EDU is in a strong uptrend. There was a point this week when I have 127 stocks on my power scan. I mean, it got down to like 47 this week. Before the bounce on Friday, it got really low. We do look weak. J-Bill, this looks strong, but that's not a setup. This looks like a nice setup here. Nice consolidation through here. Range expansion, not on big volume though. That's what I'd want to see. You know, if this breaks out above, 210-ish, not a high ADR stock. This isn't going to make you rich, but might make you some money. Meta looks good. Meta does look good. That's a nice setup. Nikola, that's nothing I would touch. And NTX, this looks sloppy, but if it closes above 37, I wouldn't want it to be on the 1-2 third day. Wouldn't buy that there. I'd want it to go above 37, consolidate, and then look for a setup. And that's not a setup. NVIDIA, you could take this for a bounce. Anything above the all-time high would obviously be very bullish for the market and NVIDIA. Semiconductor equipment. Yes, semiconductors are getting a bounce. I did buy a little TQQQ and SOXL. PDD. This looks bullish. Not in the power zone yet, but looks bullish. Nice increase in volume here on the breakout range expansion day. Bull market, I'd probably buy that. Palantir not touching. QLYS, here it is. Are we going to double top or are we going to break out? Crypto's busted. You might get a bounce here, but it's not looking good. This MCI, see if this can get above 300. If we get a run, I could see it filling this gap up here and then maybe double topping. But I just bought the SOXL, and I'm not going to buy an individual SMCI stock. Almost to the end here. Uranium had a great run, starting right here. Let's check it on the weekly. Great breakout right here. RSI goes over 50. Now it's in the power zone on the weekly. That's not a setup to buy, but this would have been a great, buy either here or early day on the 21st. Would have sold it that day. 27%, that's a good run. Uranium stocks have had a good run. We'll see if they set up again. XPEV, I like this setup. It's just trending. It's just chopping around, going sideways, But it's holding. It's tightening. It's holding. It's consolidating. I'd watch that for, breakout day. I think it'd be good, especially over 20 right here. Could run. XPEV can run when it does. XPO looks good. All right, let's check some ETFs. These are the levered ETFs that I kind of play when I'm going short or looking for a counter trend rally. If I think we're in a bear market, we're going to get a bounce. And then when we're in a bullish market, I'm trading individual stocks and maybe a few options. So right now, one of the things I did see is natural gas now looks to be in an uptrend. The RSI broke out above 60. It's at 67. So when the RSI kind of goes between 40 and 80, we're in an uptrend. When it goes between 60 and 20, we'll say, you're in a bear trend or a downtrend. So now that we've broken above 60 and got another day of follow through, this looks to be in an uptrend. So I'll wait for this to maybe set up. This one moves all over the place. Like, you don't go big size with Boyle or drip, I think the other one is. No, not drip, cold. But you can see, let's look at it on the weekly. You can get some big runs in here. 117%, 83%. So natural gas, setting up. Looks like some of the money flew out of oil and into gas. Nothing here. Internet bull shares bouncing off the 200. Soxel bouncing off the 200. I have a small position in this. It's not in a bullish trend. I'm just looking for a bounce. Probably sell the first down day. Maybe 3 to 5 days if we get that much. Silver, downtrend. Wouldn't touch it. TQQ, I'm also in, just looking for a bounce. Gold's bearish. Gold miners. UNG, that's just natural gas. Boyle, the one I showed you earlier, is the levered ETF to this. If you want to do something a little more conservative, you can play UNG. Gold miners, bearish. TMV. It's been on a bull run. This run right here. Here's where it kind of starts to go bullish. I don't know if I'd buy it this day, but these are, it's hard to get a setup in this. 25%. Oil is broken. Small caps kind of looking for a bounce. Small caps look very, very weak. You're kind of getting, I'm not big on divergences, but you're getting a divergence here on the Stotch, like maybe on the RSI. So hoping for a bounce and set up big time for either the end of year rally or a big drop. I don't care if we, I don't care if we rally. I don't care if we drop. I can make money in both directions. I just want it to be a clear direction. That's when I can make the most money. When it's a clearly defined trend. Utilities looking to bounce. Divergence on the RSI. But nothing looks really, really strong to me. Other than, natural gas that just kind of broke out, I'll keep an eye on that. Everything else looks bad. And just, hoping for a bounce. I did have some LABD, LABD, short biotechs. This was good. Bought it here and sold it on a lot of it on this day, and then the rest on this day, missed the drop. You can see it started right here, missed the buy here, saw all that, and then waited for a setup, and then took it on this day here. Right there. Sold a lot of it here just because it runs so much. Got another little up day and with an ugly candle. Sold out the rest. When these get so extended from the 10-day moving average and the 20, it's take profits. Take profits if you got them. Bitcoin, not looking good. Yeah, everything just looks, I was in FAZ. Just had a nice run through here. Actually bought some this day and sold it that day. Small profit. 5%. Again, extended above the 10 and the 20. That's That's why I took profits pretty quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Keep an eye on natural gas, UNG, and BOIL. I'll be watching those, and then just, hoping to make a little bit of money on the bounce here that I think we're going to get. If we just drop, I'll sit out for a little bit. I'm not going to go short again right away, just because that to me means we're just going to chop around, and I'll wait for a definitive trend and look for a good setup. So that's it for today. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe.